Now, FFA members, I'll have to admit that there was a point in my life when I really wasn't living with my golden moments in mind. To put it in my own terms, I just wasn't living a county fair kind of life. I first noticed it at the beginning of my freshman year in high school, or my freshman year in college. It seemed so different from high school and everything I had ever known before. I felt tired and I felt unhappy, and I envied those around me who seemed to have it all together, and I was sick of feeling lost. But that's when the change came. I realized something about myself. I realized that while I was always looking to tomorrow for a better day and preparing myself for this great, bright future, I was failing to see the wonderful day that was right there in front of me. I realized that if I could allow myself to appreciate life every day in the same way that I cherish the county fair, then my life could be unbelievable, even amazing. I made signs. Lots of signs. They all said the exact same thing. Today is the greatest day of my life. I posted them on my binder, on my mirror, and on my wall. I put them on index cards, and I've even carried one in my FFA jacket pocket all year long. Seeing that daily reminder was all that I needed to live the kind of life that I wanted to be living. But you know what? Some people don't need signs to remind them to appreciate life, and those people are often children. Now, I have a mother who's a third grade teacher, and having an elementary school teacher mom has always had some pretty special advantages. And one of those is that I've gotten to know some pretty cool 8-year-olds over the years. One in particular was named Caroline. Now, Caroline had it all. Her father was a pilot, and her mother bought her everything she could ever want. Her mom would even make her a pair of decorative socks to match every single outfit that she wore. If Caroline wore pink shorts, then chances were her socks were decorated with pink ribbons and pink bows. She was cute, and she was popular. Much more popular and well-liked than little Stephanie, who sat next to her. Now, Stephanie, by definition, was a misfit. She was the exact opposite of Caroline. Stephanie had nothing in a school district that seemed to have everything. While Caroline could usually be surrounded by a circle of friends at recess on the playgrounds, Stephanie could usually be found sitting by herself at the bottom of the swing set, tracing circles in the gravel with her feet. She was known to come to school unclean and unprepared, and on more than one occasion, cockroaches had crawled out of her little backpack in the third grade classroom. If ever two girls were more different, certainly Caroline and Stephanie fit the bill. But one day, as the bell rang, signaling all the students to head out to the playground for recess, Caroline waited behind a bit. She waited until she thought the classroom was empty. Then she walked over to a backpack that she saw lying in the corner. She held in her hand a wadded-up sandwich bag. She looked around one more time, and then she knelt down next to that backpack and placed the sandwich bag inside. Quickly, she stood up, turned and walked away, and the action was forgotten. Well, later on that same day, my mom saw Stephanie carrying around with her everywhere she went a wadded-up sandwich bag. My mother had seen what Caroline had done earlier that day, and she called Stephanie over to her desk, and she said, "Stephanie, do you mind if I ask you what's in that little bag of yours?" Stephanie looked up at my mom, and she said, "Well, Mrs. Poth, Caroline and her mom made me a pair of socks." Then with a proud, growing grin, one my mom had never seen on her face before, Stephanie pulled out of her bag a little pair of socks decorated with pink ribbons and pink bows. Now, the point of the story is not that Caroline went out of her way to help someone in need, but instead that she did it with such an energy and passion for life. Caroline loved life, and she was always able to find the parts of it that were good and valuable. This little 8-year-old girl understood something that some of us never understand. She understood that finding those golden moments in your life is about more than having fun. It's about faith, integrity, character, and conviction. This little 8-year-old girl knew that the simplest things in life, like a football game, a county fair, or giving socks to someone in need, can truly be the times when you realize that life is unbelievable. It took me a while to realize that to live the kind of life I wanted to be living, I had to look no further than my county fair. Now, I'm proud to say that I live a county fair kind of life, and while that may seem silly or trivial to some of you, to me, that time was magic. Here you can see me as a 10-year-old girl, the one in the 4-H shirt, leading a sheep into a show ring, and I can tell you, I probably placed last in that show. But that's okay, because what you can't see is the sparkle in my eye, because right at that very moment, life FFA members, it doesn't matter what kind of life you decide to live, a football game kind of life, a county fair kind of life, or any other kind of life that truly makes you happy. But once you find what makes you happier than anything else in the world, and you commit to living by it, you will see that your life can be unbelievable and even amazing. FFA members, you know what your golden moments are, and you can make them be a part of your daily life. But now is the time to begin. Now is the time to start valuing life and the beauty it holds. Life happens whether you choose to be a part of it or not. Now you can decide to sit back and wait for things to really get good, or you can realize how good they are now. Yes, times will be tough. Yes, you will run into hardships and difficulties, trials, challenges, obstacles, dilemmas, and moments of doubt, but that's no excuse to not take advantage of the wonderful life that you are already living. FFA members, don't wait to begin. Don't wait to start appreciating life. Don't wait until you finish school or start at a new school. Don't wait until you make the varsity squad or finally win grand champion with your market steer. Don't wait until you gain 10 pounds or lose 10 pounds. Don't wait until Friday night or Sunday morning. Don't even wait until you leave this convention. FFA members, nothing is certain except this. When the gavel taps and this session's over, you have a choice to make. You can decide to grab onto those golden moments in your life and live every day with the same type of energy and passion, or you can sit back and you can wait for life to come to you. And don't count on that to happen. Don't even count on having a second chance. Your chance to start living the life that you deserve is here now. And once you embrace that belief, you will see that life is good, life is great, and life is unbelievable.
So what would you do if you wake tomorrow? There's no more sorrow, your dreams came true. So knock on wood and cross your fingers. Now count your blessings, it might be you. What would you do if you wake tomorrow when all your gray skies have now turned blue? How many days do you think you're giving? So get on living, it's up